Oh, god damn. Don't tell me that Senshi. Oh, that was wow. Oh, wow. She. Greetings, salutations. What's good, everybody? It's your boy Card here with my partner in crime.
Hey guys, what's up? It's OTK.
Hopefully you guys are having a great day. Second to last episode. I can't, it's really been we're here in June. Like, it's been like a speed run of the year so far.
It's pretty much been half of 2024 for us because it started in January.
Oh, yeah. Like, it's funny because I marked like our end of the week by Dungeon Meshi as like our send-off series of like the week, and then I'm just like, damn son, this shit's about the end. And
I know.
Yeah. So the name
we were just talking about anime and the letdowns that we're seeing across the board from a couple of the bigger ones. And I'm just gonna be so sad when this very special piece of art goes away next week.
Yeah. Hopefully they announce season 2 next week at the end of its broadcasting. And hopefully it doesn't take 5 years. Or 7.
Oh my God, please.
Please don't No Game No Life us. I know Kayla hasn't seen it. I don't think Kayla would like No Game No Life.
Probably not.
Because the main characters is brother sister, and it's weird shit. like it's one of those it has questionable stuff, even though everything else is very great about it. It's just that one aspect I'm just like, why? Type of deal.
Why do you have to do this?
Yeah. But everything else about No Game No Life, I fucking love the colors, the vibrancy. I think you would have liked everything else, but literally that too. But this is not No Game No Life. This is Delicious in Dungeon, and this is episode 23, which is called Griffin Soup and Dumplings. Senshi's backstory.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. All right, let's press play and get right into it. They sense gold. This is the Griffin. Griffin. Oh man.
Are you taking it as like he doesn't have faith in him, but he's trying to keep him safe?
Yeah. Wait. Was it really the monster, or did they just kill this man?
That's what he named the Kelpie after their horrors. Oh my God.
This man is going crazy.
Hunger. They lost everyone.
Oh. It was the Griffin? No, he killed him. They were definitely not attacked by the Griffin. What? Did he actually kill the Griffin, or did he just...
No,
he's
that's trying to protect Senshi, and he doesn't know any other way.
They're eating him. Yeah, I knew this was gonna end up happening.
水で煮ただけのグリフィンのスープは獣の匂いと肉の硬さでひどい味だったが
That's not a Griffin, bro.
戻らなかった。私は一人残されてしまった。扉の先の光景を見る勇気が死体はなかった。さまざまな生き物がきれいに平らげてしまったのだろ
う。That's probably the dungeon mites thing.
捕まりしばらくは戦争で生活した。やがて地上の町と迷宮がつながり、多くの冒険者がやってくるようになった。気がかりだったのは本当にあれはグッタ。これがグリフィンから逃げ出した理由だ。
Because if they cut it and they eat it, he'll know.
真実を知るのが恐ろしい。
そんなことが。
Wow.
じゃあ食べてみるか、そこのグリフィン。 先の長い人生、食事の心の使いは取れる。
いや、余計使える。Better to know the truth.
あいつ何なの？
どうかな、戦士。可能な限り当時の調理を再現しよう。あまり処理はせず肉を切り出す。上半身と下半身で全く味が違うかもしれないから、両方から取る。
I think that's wrong. I think he's one of the most compassionate characters in the show. I think they all are in their own ways.
すごい筋肉。
He just reads cues differently.
なぜグリフィンはセル？コカトリスにバジリスク、ハーピー、セイレーン、ペガサス、シグルク、ロックチョウ。その中にドンキみたいな武器を持つ魔物は。
お湯沸いたけど。
His monster knowledge is about to come in clutch.
他に具材とか
でも受け止めるつもりだ。
Gotta salt them.
完成じゃ。
Oh man. Oh man. I think he's about to find a different answer.
グリフィンだ。必要に追ってきたのも馬を連れていたせい
That's why I was attacking the
好
horse.
奇心か発情期だったのかもな。そしてヒポグリフはグリフィンにはない武器を持つ。ひづめのついた後ろ足
Hind
だ。
legs, which
こいつで蹴り上げられた
the helmet,
ら金属だろう。
止める術はないが。
you gotta kill one.
それじゃあ確かめようか。
え？
実際にヒポグリフの肉と食べ比べるんだ。
そこは真相は不明だけど。
気づかなかったのか。この迷宮にはいないはずのグリフィンと戦ったから。なぜか。それはことをややこしくした共犯者の仕業さ。
共犯者？
An accomplice?
シェンジリングだよ。そう。確かめてみよう。グリフィンの肉をチェンジリングのフェアリーリングに。
And the hippogriff come? Oh wow.
肉の見た目が変わった。
サシが入ってうまそうになったな。よし、これをスープにしよう。
Just like that? Wow. Wow. It looks the same. Yeah.
ずっとこのスープをもう一度飲みたかった。ありがとう、みんな。ありがとう。長く迷宮で暮らして一つ気づいたことがある。この迷宮は人の欲望に強い。迷宮の反応はさらに苛烈になるだろう。それでもわしはお前たちに教えたいことがたくさんある。
Oh man.
よし、それじゃあみんな先に進もう。
Oh no, you dummies.
Fuck.
みんな具合はどうだ？
寒い。
ダメかも。
どう考えてもどのくらい眠ってた？体が軽い。食あたりは収まったか？よかった。
Wait, he's a
どうなる
child?
ことかと。
He's a
マルシェル、
dwarf.
これ見てくれ。俺の体なんか変じゃん。
What the?
He's a halfling.
マルシェルも縮んでる。セシ、大変だ。起きてくれ。
Since she's a whole.
なんだよ、さっきからうるせえな。
チル。
What's going on here? Yo.
察するにどうやら俺たちはチェンジリングを踏んでしまったようだ。
Jojo character.
そんなことって。
グリフィン
Yo.
をヒポグリフに変えるほどだ。人間がこうなってもおかしくない。
Yo.
俺は
Wait, what about
戦士のエ
Izumi?
ルフ。
Yeah, he's an elf.
ハーフフット。チルチャックはトールマン。
Yeah.
イズツミは
いや、あれ多分コボルトだよね。
猫耳コボルトだ。さて、どうやって元の体に戻るか。
Oh man. Yo, Senshi is beyond by shonen right now,
と
bro.
思うんだが、外を見てくれ。
あ、道が変わって
There's a whole
寝込んでる
shoujo
間震えが止ま
protagonist.
らなかったけど、体じゃなくて迷宮が揺れてたってわけ。
引き返せるか不明だが、貯水湖へ戻ろう。
Izumi though, they was like, yeah, she did. Yo, look at
Yo.
荷物がすごく軽い。
yo.
マルする。
It's
お前らを
quiet.
見下ろせるのは気分がいいよ。
This man is so
Yeah.
beautiful. She's so
Oh,
cute.
yeah, look at everything is so graceful.
あれ、あの扉って。
Oh no. Yeah, he really chucked the bro.
Oh my god.
引き返す
This
つもりがやはり
anime,
先に
this
進ん
series
で
is
いた
so
か。
fucking ridiculous, man. I love
キャン
it.
プの跡がある。
解決法はいくらでもあるはずだ。一生その姿で色なんてことは。
Yeah, Izumi's face
てめえ
though.
は長命種の体引けたからって。確かに。
お、
意外とここまで不便な
Meanwhile,
のか。
such,
Beautiful,
yeah,
beautiful
耳の大きさ
man.
の違いが何だというのか。
even the voice.
じゃあ先に進むとして。 おいおいおいおい。太陽なんか出てるぞ。
ケンスケ。
なんか成長
He
して
just said she. I just can't,
こ
bro.
の骨幹で死んだとばかり。
Oh.
扉が。
Takes a monster to open
こ
a
れ
monster
って
door.
私が力を貸してくれてるのかな。
あるいは
The
ヤーナ
voice,
のおかげ
man.
かも。
Gargoyle.
ガーゴイルだ。
Yep.
来るなみんな。
Oh man.
ガーゴイルを見ての通り動く石像。
の出る幕はないな。
We need a
邪魔
gargoyle
にならない
remake.
よう対戦すっか。なんで俺を追ってくる。
一番目だ。
Oh god damn. Don't tell me that Senshi.
大丈夫。直撃はして。
Oh, that was wow. Oh wow. Jeez.
It's because her body
Yeah.
is different.
あれが虹色だ。
魔力の
Magic
いか
one, yeah.
あの一発で。
That body, man.
井堤チルチャックを援護し。
Oh, the senses, yeah.
お、
Oh man.
戦士鍋を。戦士、なぜ手ぶらなんだ。
Yeah.
重いから
大丈夫だ。剣も鍋も普段よりずっと軽い。
That's as bi shonen as you can get right there, bro.
なんというか、この体。
Yo,
す
Senshi,
ごく
bro.
疲れる。まずい、普通に負ける。みんなここは逃げるぞ。セジャマルシルを担いで扉の中へ。
It's too heavy, but there's Marcel. This man Lyle still has his knowledge. Now they can't escape. Oh man.
Beautiful, beautiful
どうし
man.
よう。この体、めちゃくちゃ不便だ。取
It's
り返
because
し
you
の
guys
つ
are
かな
not
いこ
used
と
to
を。
it.
仕方ねえだろ。この先あのキノコが入る。
Mm.
ナマリが急に食事の支度を始めたのは見たことないけどな。
'Cause
自分を振り返るのに料理は最適だ。
小麦粉、水、塩、具を乗せ、くるむ。くるむ。
they just all look
不思議だ。
like yo.
黙々と作業し。
It's got dog hair on it.
Yeah. Yeah, the dog hair.
見覚えのある形なの
Yo.
に匂いが全然違うの変な。
Oh god.
気をつけろ。やけどをしないようにな。
おせえよ。
What if I
Yeah.
got? What if I got a Senshi
Nunca
pinup
vio ni
on my arm right here?
練習の中
What if? And then I made him do a little dance. What if I did that?
これは誰が食べても美味しいよ。どれも結局うまいから
It's
な。
so funny. Me and my mom were just talking about this.
そうだよ。足がまとまったな。
それは気のせいだ。
Yeah.
しかしここは異質。
It's
それで
funny. In
エ
every
ルフやドワー
history,
フたちは
elves
同
and
じ過
dwarves
ち
have
が起こ
always
るの
been
を
at
危ぶ
war.
んで迷宮内の技術になんで私
Not in that
お前の
body.
母親、宮廷勤めとか言ってたろ。コネとかないのか。
そ
Oh,
れは
new
She's
information.
like, I'm not a nepo baby.
彼女
Relax.
ハーフフットだ。 エルフと交渉するなら戦士だよ。
善処する。
やはり極力元の姿に戻る方法の模索を続けよう。
Oh wow, no ending theme, just straight to no wonder the episode felt longer. There was no ending theme.
Oh my god.
Oh wow. Yeah, 29 minutes. Yeah, no wonder the episode felt longer, no ending theme.
Holy Jesus Christ. How can a show make me completely break down emotionally and then
Come out
lift
with
my
this,
spirits up so
with that, nah. Could the swing of emotions, man, from like damn son, Senshi, going through it, like damn, he thought he ate his friends, and then learning Lyle's out here being like, nah, bro, I got you, and then his monster knowledge comes through, and this is why Lyos is such a great character, man. That's literally like full on display right there. And why the synergy between all five of these people work, even with Itsumi's introduction to the group, like it's just another added element and dynamic that just makes this this pairing all that much better. Yeah, man. But yeah, to go from the Griffin soup thing, so it looks like dumplings is gonna be a part 2 for next week's final episode. Yeah, man, the swing of emotions from depression to laughter, bro, because I just of all the things that I keep expecting for Dungeon Meshi, they just keep on surprising, man. That's
I definitely think it's a good marker for a good storyteller and good plotting and setup. That I mean, I think we've kind of had that throughout every episode where it's either we're contemplating what's going on and we're laughing 2 seconds later, or we're dissecting how much an ecosystem and environment and its people have on each other to crying the next second and trying to figure out the larger mystery. I really do appreciate the mangaka for creating this story. It's a very special piece of work, and like I think even with because we were discussing before this that we're having a lot of people are having problems with a lot of the upper echelon of anime and manga that's happening, where it kind of just doesn't seem to hit to land the ending, right? And that we'll talk about later. We want to do a whole discussion on it, but there's just something about this show. Now, obviously, we have one more episode to go.
Yeah.
We don't know how it's gonna end. It's only season 1, but even from what I'm hearing for manga readers, it just gets better and better, or it creates the world itself just creates more to be wondered and amazed by. Um, I think it's a testament to people definitely misunderstanding who Laios is as a character, saying that, he's not compassionate or, thinking he's not a good man. He's definitely a very good man with a kind heart. He just thinks differently, and I can definitely see why people think he's on the spectrum. Again, that's not my story, so I can't quite comment on how true it is. A lot of you guys in the comments are, educating us and letting us know, and I really appreciate that. But from people who I've known who are on the spectrum, or other things I've seen in other situations, it is very, very that. I kind of just look at it as just like anyone, whether you're neurodivergent or not, people think outside the box, and we kind of just have to let them cook, so to speak, right? You kind of just let them cook. You kind of got to see how their brain works. All our brains are different, whether we're on the spectrum or not. All our brains are different. So even let's say if he wasn't, the way he thinks is still different from how Marcel thinks or how Senshi thinks. So you kind of just got to go with it and see how it works. See what he comes up with, and he comes up with magic in his own ways, and his understanding and his knowledge really helps out in a lot of these situations, and it saved them a lot of the time. And in this instance, it's like in 2 instances, and probably in all of them, but with Marcel and the nightmares, the way he thinks helped her break through that mental block. with Senshi, it helped him. Laios helped him come to an understanding of his past and let go, whether it was his companion or a hippogriff.
Yeah.
Doing what Laios does finally allowed Senshi, after all these years, to move on in a way.
Yeah.
No matter what the truth is. You know, but through happenstance and lucking out and listening to the story and thinking of all the clues and all the things that they've encountered in the dungeon, he figured it out. Well, no, you don't have to worry about it. It wasn't your companion. It was something totally different. It was a creature of the dungeon. And my knowledge of this has, and the context clues and all that stuff, figured it out for you, and I'm here for you, man. Please continue to travel with us. And I think that's such a beautiful thing, such a wonderful thing. We all should be so lucky to have people like that in our lives that can hear our stories and then break it down for us and then listen and then try to give us advice or help to help us move on with traumatic situations.
Mm-hmm.
We should all be so lucky to have Elias in our lives. I think definitely that discussion there, and as they go further into the dungeon and things like that, and then Senshi's revelation of the dungeon is working with our desires, with what we want. And as we've learned throughout the whole series, it's its own ecosystem. It's a living organism.
Mm-hmm.
Though created, it's got a life of its own now, especially with how long it's been around.
Yeah.
It's been around so long that there was an elf dwarf technology war, like, so, or maybe like that part of whatever, but like, so it's just very fascinating that the things in the dungeon, whether monsters or other races, can find cohesion and coexistence with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really what Senshi is. That's his part in the story,
Mm-hmm.
to show you that the dungeon taketh and the dungeon giveth.
Yeah.
Where a hippogriff can stalk you the whole time, take out your whole party, leave you distraught, but then you learn to work around it and learn to work with it. So he creates golems and he creates veggie patches. He makes, he lives with orcs for a while and learns to live with them and work with them to get through the dungeon with them. He learns to cook with what the dungeon offers to him. So, taking a trauma and turning it into a way of survival is also a very interesting aspect of this show. I love it. And then, of course, the idiots would walk into the fairy patch and do idiot things because they're all, at the end of the day, all fucking idiots.
Like this is the perfect dark comedy, man.
Yeah. And it just but situations like that, after hearing such a revelation, we're learning about each of the characters. Like we found out Chilchuck has a family, but also we're getting to see what Chilchuck's abilities are as a half-foot, what Marcel's life is like as an elf, and her ability as an elf, and Senshi as well. So it took the time to be like, we're establishing what Laios is as a tall man, what Marcel is as an elf, Chilchuck is as a half-foot, Senshi as a dwarf, Itsusumi as a beast man. We didn't get too much with her because she only just joined the party, but I'm sure we would have gotten more if she had joined earlier. But I also like that she's a bit of a mystery too. But then it's like, well, now we're gonna put the shoe on the other foot for everyone. Now you all know each other's stories. Can you manage in their shoes, essentially? How much can you work with the knowledge that you've gained through traveling with these different species and people and races, and how do you apply that to now you're not you anymore, right? So it's very nice to see, like, especially how they all, in a fight or trying to figure ways out, still manage to be themselves but adapt to their new beings because they're used to being around each other. And even in moments where they're like doubting, like, yeah, this is hard. Well, you're not used to it, right? It's only been a day, maybe a half a day of being in these different forms. And like Senshi says, cooking gives you a time to reconnect and to quiet yourself, and it helped everyone calm down. And the discussion of dumplings, how it's a food that's pretty much can be found in so many regions or a type of it. Like an empanada or Jamaican beef patty could just be a large dumpling, right? It's just there's pierogies, there's dumplings, there's bao buns, there's so many things, but everyone makes them different. They're all different ingredients, but we all learn to enjoy them and work with them and create them or make them our own, right?
Yeah.
And then in doing so, then they've created their own version of a dungeon dumpling.
Yeah.
Because of all of who
with
they are and what they
hair.
have. Yeah, with added dog hair. Dog owner and cat owners know sometimes that sadly does happen. Thank God my dog is short hair and it doesn't happen at all. She's too big to get on counters anyway. But like, yeah, I think if people gave this an opportunity and came with it with an open heart and open mind and kind of just sat there and try to understand what the show is trying to express to you and where it's coming from, you can learn so much. I know it's changed. I mean, I've had a lot of these thoughts anyway on how I live my life, vibes based, and just being positive and kind of being open to how people live their lives and how people think and what we can learn from that. So I already came into it with that mindset, but it still has changed my perspective on how important the ecosystem and the people around us are and how important we are to our ecosystems. So yeah, I think people need to give this a chance. I mean, people, also don't watch it because I also would like for us to corner the market on Dungeon Meshi, but it would be nice if this got talked about the way Freerun does or the way that Chainsaw Man is, or just the things that I keep seeing and cycling. Like Apothecary Diaries got so big. This to me, it's up there. To me, it's past that. But like, yeah, this is really, I feel, getting more of a conversation on people who've already read the manga and are happy that people are finally discovering it through the anime. Than I see in a discussion of, well, My Hero this or Demon Slayer that, or a Jujutsu Kaisen this. Yeah.
Yeah, because like I was double checking like some of the numbers for the series and whatnot. Well, if people like to use my anime list as a reference for things, right? I think this series is beyond criminally underrated for it to be ranked 353.
Holy shit.
On this on my anime list, and for its popularity to be 958. Like, I don't believe there are 958 animes that are more popular than Dungeon Meshi. I also don't believe that there are 352 animes that are better than Dungeon Meshi. Like, I'm just like, I can look through the list and I could be like, nah, bro. I'm pretty sure, like, because that's why I'm like, wait, this kind of feels like, I thought it would be in the all right, I could say top 200s, top 100 for, like, if we're talking about community base wise, but 353, like, and I realized it's because a lot of people didn't make it past the first 3-4 episodes and whatnot, right? Because they tried to do the 3-episode rule and they're just like, oh, you can watch Shokugeki no Soma, which I like. For those of you haven't seen the series, right? Like, or heard of this, all right, yeah, it's the Food Wars series. And what a lot of people like to do on my anime list is they rank seasons as well. So certain animes have multiple seasons, and then all those seasons get ranked as an entire anime and whatnot. So even excluding that, this is better than Shokugeki no Soma. Like, but like, someone compared this to Shokugeki no Soma, saying that they don't like the character designs, there's more beautiful characters in that series and whatnot. And I'm just like, all right, because that series has fan service with food and everything, that's why people consider it. I'm like, the story for Shokugeki no Soma, it's a battle shonen just with food. Like, that's why it's called Food Wars. But the story is it's not like Haikyuu, which is a sports anime, which is very fucking deep, like, even though it's a sports anime and whatnot. But I'm just like, bro, it's not, no. Like, that's why I'm like, this is severely underrated, bro. Like it's very hard. Like I'm looking at the top 50 list for a lot of people's like most popular animes, even the top 100, and there's a lot of heavy hitters up there. And for like yeah, there's a lot of heavy hitters up there. But for Dungeon Meshi to be this low, bro, considering, and you know what, I gotta harp back to this. It's on Netflix. That does play a massive factor in a lot of anime's popularity. There are very few anime that break out of the chokehold that Netflix has. Vinland Saga is one of them. Vinland Saga had not only Amazon jail, it then go from Amazon jail to then Netflix jail before it finally got to Crunchyroll, which, you know, people start to appreciate it a lot more because Crunchyroll has the monopoly within the anime community. This is what people see. So this is even with people pirating anime and everything like that, what you constantly see. Dungeon Meshi is on Netflix, and usually, you know, back in the days, Netflix would drop the entire thing, right? But now we're getting the week to week because this is what Netflix sees as a growing market. So that's why I think Dungeon Meshi hasn't received as much, you know, popularity, as much love and attention and affection as it could have had. There's a lot of other series, you know, on Netflix that have made it suffer as well. But yeah, the fact is a lot of people just people got to just watch the series. It's one of those things where especially, I mean, we talked about this around episode 14, how some of the content creators were dropping the series, and warranted or not, like, you know, basically, like, if the viewership wasn't there for them, then they would drop the series for them, right? But the reasons why some of them dropped it is like, yeah, they just don't vibe with it, you know, it's not giving them what they want in terms of like, oh, like straight up action and stuff like that, because a lot of people are just action junkies. And yeah, a lot of people are just action junkies, and, you know, I just don't understand. Yeah, I'll probably never, I shouldn't say I'll never understand that, because I understand it in the context of action sells. This is what people like to see on YouTube, and that's going to get the algorithm and get that series into the algorithm and get them, you know, more people talking. But then I look at something like I mean, well, just hell, like the last episode of Dungeon Meshi that we watched and whatnot, sure, it had some action, but there was funny moments and whatnot. Like, Dungeon Meshi is a much deeper series, and I think people need to appreciate, you know, the storytelling more so than brain rot with just straight up action. Like, we're going to have series that are going to be like that, right? JJK is your battle shonen for that. And I think where more people are just looking for like the next fix when it comes to like battle shonens, and that's what the larger community is going to want. That's why shonens are always going to be more massively popular than its counterparts, because I think Dungeon Meshi is a seinen. Let me see, Dungeon Meshi, is this a seinen or a shonen? This is a seinen, yeah. And seinen, yeah, so shonen historically is going to be more popular than seinen, even though there are seinen out there that have transcended. Like, you have your Berserks, which we haven't seen, Vinland Saga, which I've seen, you have Claymore. I've
heard of Claymore. I haven't watched it.
Yeah, so Claymore, yeah, because Claymore, like, everyone's like, yo, yeah, I gotta watch Claymore. I believe Claymore is also seinen, and it was inspired by Berserk. It's like Berserk, but oh no, actually Claymore is a shonen. So, and I mean, and Claymore is pretty popular with a lot of people. So yeah, it's like, but that just goes to show once again, like, shonen, like, you know, I hope Dungeon Meshi gets a season 2. I think it deserves it more than deserves a season 2. I do hope that licensing wise, Dungeon Meshi can get a lot more love outside of Netflix, but I understand why Netflix want to keep the exclusivity for themselves. But I like, you know, I do wish more content creators took the chance to watch the series and talk about it. But you know what? If they don't, we will. And when Dungeon Meshi becomes more popular and whatnot, and people will be like, well, how come people haven't been talking about it? Well, we were there first. We're one of the first people, because there's few other content creators who are talking about Dungeon Meshi, who are uploading videos on it. You know, but I think we're gonna be one of those that's gonna be spearheading. You know, because I like I said, I am fully down to check out the manga like after this ends, and I know that like this is like because like once again it's like if they do announce a season 2, right? If they don't announce the season 2, I think I already mentioned I'm gonna read the manga. If they do announce a season 2, maybe they'll give a date, a release date or whatnot. Because if they don't, then we're in that limbo of when is this season 2 gonna happen. And you know, because like with, for instance, Hime-sama, the like that one, they announced the season 2, but they gave us that it's gonna be like next year. So hopefully that's what also happen for Dungeon Mesh. There's enough material for them to at least do a season 2, because they've done, I think they adapted half of the manga so far, and it's monthly. So that's why I'm like, okay, it's, you know, it's kind of a murky field. So we'll see how it is. Yeah.
I also want to say that some of the fault and blame shouldn't be just solely on people with shonen brain rot. It is Netflix's fault as well for not promoting it. The way they do their other properties, because I can't think of another. Maybe Castlevania is the only anime that I've seen them promote. A bit of Blood of Zeus, but those are also more US based animations. Like I'm trying to think.
Yeah, some of these, so Zom 100, right, which is that zombie based one, is a Netflix, was originally just a Netflix original before it went to Crunchyroll. Netflix, a lot of their marketing, like even the Adventures of Dai, which came over to this, like Grim Variations, I saw nothing about it until you told me about it. Like all these other ones were all like this one here, Goodnight World. This I saw this like late last year, and didn't know it was coming out. JoJo, I think, was one of the, like, Netflix put some more promotion into it, but that's also because the JoJo community was already, or the JoJo community already hated that the fact it was gonna be on Netflix, because they knew what Netflix jail was gonna be like. Like, if your series is exclusive to Netflix, Amazon, or Disney being the worst out of all three of them, in terms of like being in jail, then it's like you're screwed. Like, at least Netflix does have a larger base and whatnot, but in terms of promotion, like like it's not.
Netflix really drops the ball on promotion for not even just animation, for live action too. They'll announce the day, but they won't let you know prior, and then they'll maybe for the first week, maybe two, post a couple videos on their social medias, but then that's it.
They let their algorithm pretty much.
And then honestly, it's what all streaming services and even non-streaming services are hoping for, that the audience does the work for them, that we promote it for. It's free promotion, because reaction videos or conversations or hit tweets or this or that, we're the ones that build the viewership for Netflix, for Amazon, for Disney. We're the ones that do that through word of mouth, because they're no longer promoting a lot of these shows. So it is very, like, you know, it's a double-edged sword though, because they expect us to promote for them,
and then they strike us down.
But then their algorithm, they strike us down. One, then they complain that the audience isn't there, even though a lot of the time they're like, yeah, this show has been in the top 10 for a month, and then they'll still decide to cancel it anyway. Or how shows are doing it now. Here's season 2A, 2B, but we're gonna be like, it's season 2 and season 3, but it's not. It's just one full season, broke up into 2 parts. They're doing that with another show right now that I like, that's coming out, I think, in July, and then the next half is like in October or something like that. So it's just like, if you're gonna just release it all, because from even with like Stone Ocean, I don't like JoJo, but I watched Stone Ocean. I didn't know that the season got split into 2 parts, so I was waiting for the whole thing. I didn't know that. So the last part, or the last season, I haven't watched, because I've totally forgot that it was on there, because they weren't promoting it to me. It didn't come up on my, continue watching, new episodes. So
Did they take it down?
I'll get back to it eventually, but like.
Okay, no. Okay, they didn't take it down. There it is. So Stone Ocean, 38 episodes. They divided it up. Oh no, okay, so now they just released all of it all on one thing. But yeah, they divided it into 3 different parts. Yeah.
Yeah, and the last part I know for a fact didn't get any promotion because I didn't see it anywhere. Didn't even come up on my essentially my For You page.
Yeah.
So yeah, Netflix does that. But aside from the corporate failings of the world around us, I don't know, I think I keep bringing it up. It's 2024. I think fans of all media need to start opening their minds and stop being so closed-minded to one style or one genre. Because this is also how we continue to get things that come out that aren't well written, aren't well produced, aren't well animated. And for all the talk of how beautiful JJK is, I mean, the simple fact that it's refuted by its own company by the release of the Blu-ray behind the scenes to show how good it could have been.
Yeah, and
we're not talking
so
about that enough.
And JJK was already good. Like, so it'd be because the way that Mappa is, they're like, all right, Mappa already is animating, so it's like this. It's you already have an A minus, right? But would you rather have an S tier anime, or would you rather have an A minus, right? And we're talking about just animation stuff. And so if you're working people to the bone to get to the A minus, right? And you're like, you got to get this out, right? And people are praising the A minus. Well, just think about how it would have truly been if people saw the Blu-ray version, where okay, this is S tier, and now you're just like, oh my goodness, like this is great animation. But what about the story? Well, don't need about no, you know, like that's what it comes down to, right? You know, people will be like, well, what about the story? Well, you see, Dungeon Meshi has story. Right?
It has beauty. It has great fight choreography, great characterization. It's got lore. It's storytelling. To me, like, look, I get why people like JJK, but this is above JJK. Like, I can't eat. JJK is pretty to look at, but if we're talking pretty, this has pretty too. I don't like.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'll say like on my side, it's story wise, story wise, it's blowing out.
It's look.
Because animation wise, JJK is like just objectively looking. There's not many anime that's touching JJK animation wise. Like in all of the mediums that we saw so far,
beauty is in the eye of the beholder, I guess. But give me Dungeon Meshi anime any day over whatever they're doing. Whatever they're forcing Mappa to do and their animators for JJK. I guess because I can see it, like, and I know the mistreatment.
Because the mistreatment, because I'm like, the mistreatment is also in Trigger too. Like,
well, no, it is. But it sullies how I view JJK. And having that already in my head, and the fact that the story is so weak, only to me brings it down even further. So at least, like, for me with Dungeon Meshi, it may not have fucking Shibuya incident levels of fight scenes, but that's not part of the story here that we know thus far. But the story carries, where the art may not rise to the level of a JJK, but the art is still beautiful. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't know. I can't look at. I can't praise pretty pictures if there's nothing else to it, you know? I mean, and I'm even like that with comic books, right? I can love an artist a lot, but a writer can really make me hate a story. And I've jumped out of a lot of pretty comic books just because it's not enough to just have pretty pictures to look at. I mean, for the advent of the internet, you just get a panel, put it as your wallpaper, boom, you're looking at the art every day. Don't even got to read the story anymore, you know? So, yeah, I don't know. I think it is Dungeon Meshi is severely underrated, and people might think of me biased. I always give JJK a shot. I've watched both seasons of JJK. I watched the movie. I pay attention to the conversations. We talk about it a lot. So it's not like I'm objectively not giving it a chance. I'm here to compare both.
Yeah,
And
like story wise, it really I don't think there's no comparison. Like Dungeon Meshi is lapping JJK story wise, and this is just with the first season. Because the failings of JJK more so is with the a lot of the tropes and some of the stuff we also discuss. When you build a character, a villain and whatnot, that's almost impossible to kill and unbelievable to kill. You kind of fall into the I guess it's just that very bad trope. Like this person is just too powerful. Who's believable to kill them? But that's a lot of feelings of Battle Shonen. Where you have this, where it's way deeper storytelling, the more more mystery, more happenings around it, because there are mysteries in JJK, and all the mysteries are pretty much solved with fisticuffs. And yeah, because that's why I'm like, take JJK, similar to Demon Slayer, beautiful animation, but I won't put Demon Slayer or JJK story in the class that we have Dungeon Meshi or Heavy Delusion. Like those are two series that like are lapping these shonen series in there, and I believe that's more so also because they're seinen, and it just seems to be like seinen has, I guess these authors, when they're writing for the demographics, they get a little bit more leeway when it gets to be put into that magazine. Because Attack on Titan doesn't feel like a shonen series, but apparently that's exactly what it's classified under, because I would classify Attack on Titan as a seinen. Like I think the Attack on Titan story is better than JJK and Demon Slayer. But it's much darker. Like the story, like that storytelling is way darker. And the mysteries are it's just a better written series to me compared to JJK in that. But Dungeon Meshi will be in that class where, all right, well, you can have a great written series and great animation. Like I think more people talk about Demon Slayer and JJK mainly because the animation, and that is the when you bring them to if you sit them at a table, we're going to talk about Dungeon Meshi's story, right? More than we're going to talk about how pretty it is. Like, and it's because we're enthralled with that. But when it comes to JJK, yo, bro, did you see that fight? Demon Slayer, did you see that fight? Oh, well, how's the story? Yeah. And that's why I said I understand why you would be like, well, if it's only the fights, then it brings down everything pretty much. But yeah, I mean, like, because it's just like Dungeon Meshi is way more of complete product, and the more you invest into the episodes in Dungeon Meshi, the better it gets, pretty much. Similar to Kaiju number 8. Kaiju number 8, when we started watching it, at the beginning of the story, we're just like, oh, this feels really tropey, but it looks pretty, right? And then the more we start to invest into it, the more it's like, all right, we're starting to grow. It's starting to get much better. The animation is matching how good the story and the pacing is getting much better. Like like screw the tropes, because this is actually pretty good right now.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's kind of like that. Even Go Loser Rangers, which the animation is kind of meh in the beginning, but the story starts to pick up, and you're just like, oh shit. We had the oh shit moment in the last episode. We didn't watch the current one yet, but it's like, it gave time. But I think great story. It's unfortunate because in the anime community, great animation is going to hold up more for, I think, a lot of people currently. Like in the short term, great animation is going to be attached to a lot of people in the short term. But if you go through the top animes, Frieren, which has held its spot, it was a great story that had great animation. It's there. A lot of people love Fullmetal Alchemist. Great story that had some great animation. It's staying there. Steins has there's no one's ever going to talk about Steingate's animation, but it's going to be like, all right, we have a triple S tier storytelling, and the animation could have been like stick figures for all we know in Steins Gates, and it would have still been like a stick figure traveling series, and people would have been like, this is the greatest shit of all time.
Right.
But, like, you can't say that with animation alone. But yeah, Dungeon Meshi has to get more love. Yeah, that's all to say that Dungeon Meshi, like, yo, please you guys gotta watch Dungeon Meshi. Those people that watch this video that haven't seen it. I mean, it's kind of weird if these people watch this episode of or watch our reaction and we're like, oh yeah, without watching anything else Dungeon Meshi related and whatnot. So I think what we're gonna do next week is do like an overall like review on Dungeon Meshi. You know, probably a non-spoilerish / you know, I mean, there'll be sections, like there'll be like a non-spoiler review and then, you know, a more spoilers review. Yeah, because looking at my anime list and whatnot, I didn't have it on screen, but I saw one person's comment that set me off, and that was the whole Shokugeki no Soma thing. It was like, if you want to watch people eating food, go watch Shokugeki no Soma. And I said that's a brain dead take. That person has CTE. I don't know how they got it, but they have that. Because yeah. And I know you haven't seen it.
No, but I know enough about Food Wars to know I don't ever want to watch Food Wars. But we were talking about something yesterday, and I think it's because right off the bat with Food Wars, you can sexualize the female characters more than you can sexualize the female characters. And I mean, not that you can't, because as fan art has shown us,
all the far south fan art, you know.
But and that's also a brain rot too, the fan service and the sexualization of characters. But that's a whole other conversation that we could have some other time.
Oh man. All right, I guess but that's it, folks. We'll end off here for Dungeon Meshi, because you guys know we could talk for hours about Dungeon Meshi, especially because I mean like some of our videos, I feel like they get longer and longer the weeks go on with Dungeon Meshi. Like this video here is an hour and 7 minutes, unedited, that is unedited. It's hour and 7 minutes. So yeah, we'll end off there. Guys, for those of you Dungeon Meshi fans that have been rocking with us, we thank you guys. You know, I can't believe next week is the last episode of season 1, man. So tough times next week, but don't worry, I have faith that this is gonna get a season 2.
I sure hope so. Netflix, don't do that fuck boy shit. Just give it a chance. Give it a chance.
Give it a chance.
It's worth it. Honestly, it's better than a lot of your Netflix live action series. Like Wednesday got a second series, and that was shit. So
I've heard, like I mean, like, because like I was gonna just mention this last thing, like Netflix, they invested I think it was like $500 million into K-dramas, right? And K-dramas is the only thing I know that you can literally just have no promotion, just drop it and just only have the premise up there and get away with it. Like you cannot do that with anime, especially because anime, it's a much larger discussion and whatnot. But you know, you have a lot of adults and a lot of people who are just not going to watch anime. They're not going to watch, because anime equated to cartoons for kids, and that people are immediately going to shy away from that. But with K-dramas, people will be like, all right, well, here's adults, this looks interesting, something I might want to check out, and that's going to allure people into it, depending on, like, you know, it's what that K-drama is about. But that's why K-dramas could get away with like 0 to no promotion, because it was mainly for the Korean audience, and it just so happened that the international audience picks up on it. So, you know, when people enjoy a K-drama, they usually are going to watch another one. Then you watch enough K-dramas, then you might check out, all right, well, here's the Japanese drama, here's a Chinese drama, here's a Taiwanese drama, here's an Indonesian drama. And so then they're like, all right, well, I watch a lot of these different dramas. Well, what about other languages? And that's how Netflix gets people to get into this vigorous loop of checking out other people's cultures. With anime, well, if you like the anime, well, then we are going to suggest you other animated features, but usually it's going to be more anime. And then if you like this, well, here's Blood of Zeus, something original. Well, if you watch Blood of Zeus and you complete it all, then, well, here's Castlevania, right? Because now the algorithm is going to continue to just feed you nonstop animated stuff. And then they're like, well, and that's how the algorithm works with Netflix, which it's Yeah, that's all. That's another discussion. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that because I know we touched on it earlier. But all right, that's officially it. We will catch you guys next week. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and check out the Patreon for the unedited video. You already know. Till next time, folks. Doses.